Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
You know, I've been thinking.
Have you now? Great.
I'm thinking a little about something that we need to be doing that we haven't been doing.
Oh, what's that?
Well, we have these great radio listeners that we have with us every day and have for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it very much. And we have a lot of people who are watching the show on Facebook Live or Twitter or YouTube. And, you know, we've just went about our business and just not really waved or give anybody who's watching a little hello, a little special hello. So I'd like to do something, you know, something classy.
Really?
So look into the camera and, you know. So this is what I was thinking about, you know.
Sure.
Not to try to be too hip or cool, you know, but I just kind of like to go look into the camera and go.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, look in the camera and just kind of point.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little wink.
Yeah, you got it. All right. So we might try
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Nice to have you here.
You radio listeners, we love you. We love you folks who listen online at kvbn.com or kcni1280.com or on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube. Still, I think the most fascinating technology of all, radio. And you say, why? It's not that fancy compared to the digital world. Well, you just heard me say those words in real time.
Yes.
So when Brent just said yes, you heard it just as he said it, instantly.
Yep. No delay.
No digital delay or buffering or anything. You're sitting here with us in real time. And I think that's a good thing about
Maybe
radio.
even driving in your car. Think about that.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Driving in your car, listening to the radio.
As soon as
technology that maybe we've taken for granted over the years.
Oh, my goodness. You know, if you drive your car, especially certain times of the day, but at all times of the day anymore, there's so many cars on the road going up and down Highway 2, 21, 70. It's just amazing, the traffic. And I don't know where all these people are going. Don't get me wrong. I don't understand it. But there are so many cars out there. The population of cars is blown up, and every car has a radio.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one of the reasons, honestly, why radio is still the strongest communication device out there is because of automobiles. You know, and now you can listen with your gadget on in your kitchen. The Ruski or whoever you have.
Yeah.
You just say, I want to listen to the breakfast show, and here it comes. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's crazy, but radio to me still fascinating. It's all fascinating. Technology is fascinating. Amen. That's right. Yep. Thank you, folks. Appreciate it.
I think that's a great idea. Because a lot of celebrities who have been on television or whatever kind of have their signature thing, that they do to the audience. I think of Johnny Carson, the golf swing, that he would take. And so now Brent and Dave will just look in the camera and go,
thank you.
Yeah.
It's a little cheesy, but,
Well, we've never been beyond cheesy on this show.
No. Birthdays. Oh, boy, do we have a birthday that's important to you, Brent Apperson.
Really?
Very important.
I'm getting nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. This is good. This is
have I forgotten a birthday?
No.
Oh.
This is just one you can get some real brownie points on.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan Shaw is celebrating a birthday today.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Dan, happy birthday to you.
Also, Dan, you're celebrating, and all of you other folks out there celebrating birthdays today. Faye Dunaway is celebrating a birthday.
Oh, wow.
She's 84.
Is she really?
Yes.
Wow.
She won an Oscar for the movie Network. I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. I don't know if you remember that movie.
Did she not win an award for Bonnie and Clyde? Wasn't she in that with, like, Warren Beatty?
Yeah. It didn't say anything about it, but she may have. That was a big, huge film in its day. Yeah. Also, LL Cool J.
Yes.
54 today. Big rapper.
TV star.
Yeah. Dave Grohl.
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters. Nirvana. Celebrating his 53rd birthday. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. He's been playing since he was a teenager. And, of course, he was with Nirvana. His mother's a school teacher, and he credits her for a lot of his success. Jason Bateman.
Actor.
53 today. Famously starred as Michael Bluth on Arrested Development. And currently plays Marty in Ozark. Oh, Peggy. Oh, Peggy. Don't watch that show.
I've never seen either one of those.
Oh, boy. Peggy and Jim, do not watch that show. You might not leave the house. Holland Taylor. Does that ring a bell?
No idea.
79 today. She broke out playing Tom Hanks' boss in the sitcom Bosom Buddies.
Oh, okay.
She also famously played Charlie Sheen's mom in 2.5 Men.
Oh.
And Professor Stormwell in Legally Blonde.
Okay.
Dan Snyder, 56.
The only the Dan Snyder that comes comes to my mind is the owner of the Washington football team.
Oh,
but this is someone else.
Must be different. Yeah,
okay.
Actor and writer, producer.
Oh yeah, not the same guy.
Played Dennis on the 80s sitcom Head of the Class.
Oh.
And recently, known for creating Nickelodeon's All That. And Carl Weathers.
Oh, yeah, Apollo Creed.
Yeah, you knew that, didn't you? I knew you'd know that. 74 today.
Really?
Yeah. Most famously known for playing the boxer Apollo Creed in Rocky films, but he was also a pro football player.
Now, that I didn't know.
That's what it says.
Really? He played pro football?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I can see that.
Probably made more money playing Apollo Creed, but you
played kind of played in a supporting role in The Mandalorian too. He's pretty good in that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Again, thanks for listening, folks. We do appreciate it every day. Joan and I listened to you guys last night and watched the wrestling the whole way.
Oh, well, good.
It was perfect timing. It was just about time to go to bed when you guys wrapped it up.
Well, good. I'm glad that we were able to get done before it was your bedtime.
Picture was great, I thought, and it was fun to follow it. And, you know, I could kind of sense, tell me if I'm off on this, I could kind of sense, you know, the matchups that normally are really heated for the team scores and so forth really kind of got diluted with the absentees that a lot of the wrestlers were unable to be there. But the matches that you had, some of them were really, really good.
Yeah, it was still good. Yeah, I think all three teams were missing some kids because of illness or whatever. So, probably neither team was at full strength, I would say, is kind of what we were told anyway as we were visiting with folks. So, but yeah, the wrestling was still great, and it was great being there. Always fun when we get to do that triangular. I think we've been doing that for quite a few years now when those three get together. So it was fun being there, and we appreciate all of the businesses who supported our coverage and allowed us to be there.
Yeah, and I thought one of the interesting things that the analysis from who's your color guy?
Well, he's
more
when it comes to wrestling,
play-by-play.
I was going to say he's kind of the one that does it all. Kirk Crawley would be his name, Dave. I don't know if you know him or not.
Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, very nice individual.
Seems to know a lot about wrestling.
Yeah,
I thought his insight was kind of conveyed nicely that it was kind of an opportunity for some of the wrestlers who don't always get to get on varsity, Matt, to come in and represent their teams. And a lot of these kids really, I thought, shined. Even if they didn't win, they put up, you could tell they're working hard in practice.
Yep, indeed.
So that was fun. So tonight you're going to go to basketball then.
We are. We're going to travel to Wood River, and we'll cover the Broken Bow girls and boys basketball teams. We hope to have a live video stream of that as well, and we'll do that tonight. Girls' game is scheduled to tip at 6, and the boys' game to follow.
All right. We're going to have video of that as well, as you mentioned.
We hope to.
Yeah, this is an experiment.
I can't tell you the last time I was in the Wood River High School. It may have been when I was in high school.
No.
I'm not sure. So, but no, we've contacted the AD, and they've been very kind to allow us to attempt to do that. So we're trusting technically everything will work good, and we look forward to it. Yeah.
When you go to a new place with the demand for bandwidth these days, you never know quite what you're getting into. So we'll do our best.
Yep. And we really appreciate these schools that are allowing us to do this.
Oh, that's great.
Home, away, wherever we go, people have been very open to it. We're very appreciative of that.
Now, I wish, just as a viewer and a listener,
yes,
I wish that there would be just a little. You know how they do sometimes during the NFL games, and the announcers. You might see them at the very beginning when they talk, kind of preview the contest. And then later in the broadcast, they'll show them in the booth standing with their headsets on.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think you guys could do that during the video, so we could see us, there, looking at one another and talking back and forth?
Yeah, well, I guess we can talk about that.
Yeah, I think we should.
I would just as soon not, but I think the very first, one of the very first things we did, maybe it was the first video thing we ever did. We went to Paul Brown Field.
Oh, yeah.
And did a baseball game.
Oh, I remember that one.
And for the very first one, they had a camera on Brent.
That was good.
And Brent was on the screen for the entire game in a little box, and you could see all of Brent's expressions and everything.
Idea.
I did not like that.
That was cool.
No, we haven't done that since. Thank goodness. So
it was just a little.
I hope we never bring that back.
Well, just a little extra camera, have you right over in the corner there, and they could see you. And that's what you and Mr. Crawley could do. Just show you guys talking back and forth and talking wrestling, seeing what you do during the breaks, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's okay. I didn't like that because, listen, I'm the first to admit it. When I call a game, I don't sit still. I just don't. I'm always fidgeting around and
that could be part of the show.
Yeah, well,
I've talked to Jeremy about that. He's the producer of all that stuff. Jeff Bailey's on camera, so we could work it out.
Okay.
It's like the Beatles. We can work it out. Oh, let's see here. 59 years ago, George Wallace was sworn in as governor of Alabama. His speech included strong support for the continuation of segregation, a view that Wallace disowned later. Also, 43 years ago, during an Atlanta speech, President Carter threw his weight behind a move to honor Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and that's coming up on Monday.
Yes.
So some people will be getting some time off on Monday. I don't know who all qualifies for that, but if you're one of
Am
the
I eligible?
No.
All right.
No, you're in radio. You're not in a government office, my friend. We do want to. Time gets away. This month of January has just zipped by. It's halfway through.
Oh, I know. I was looking at the calendar the other day, and I'm like, my goodness, the MNAC and Southwest Conference basketball tournaments are like a week away.
It's crazy.
That kind of really made my eyes pop out.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Yeah. So the event coming up this weekend that we've been promoting is coming up this weekend, which in my little mind I had later on down the road, but it is the 16th on Sunday. So this is the Sunday that they'll have the fundraiser for Jeannie Schumacher. And they're going to raise money because she's battling these bizarre headaches that only a few people have to suffer. And she has been a trooper, but it has been a trial. And they started this up about 2 years ago with COVID and all sorts of different things. they just are now going to be able to do this. And that's just on Sunday at Sylvester's in Broken Bow. There'll be a live auction, and this all starts at 4 o'clock this Sunday. Come on out. We're going to be there with the PA system. So the auctioneer will have a PA, and we're going to enjoy seeing everybody that we haven't seen for a while. And I think my wife ran into Freddie. They meet every Thursday morning at the grocery store.
Oh, nice.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
And Freddie said Jeannie's going to be there for a little while. It's not something that she can, be there at a long period of time for. So she's going to make an appearance.
Good.
And they'll have the live auction and some fellowship, have some fun, and they'll have, just get this towards Jeannie, because she has done so many benefits for other people. So that's coming up on Sunday at 4 o'clock at Sylvester's in Broken Bow. So don't miss that. That's coming up, again, very quickly. We got a good show lined up for you today. We'll be visiting with a very nice young lady by the name of Shelley, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Mid-Plains Community College is on the schedule anyway.
Yep.
Not sure who will come in. But.
Okay, all right. And then Rick Nelson with Custer Public Power will be in, and we'll be talking about electricity. And I've done some research. I have some questions for Rick that I'd like to ask him.
Really? All right. I look forward to that.
They're non-controversial. Well, maybe they are controversial. I guess we'll find out, depending on how Rick sees the questions.
Yeah.
How he...
Sometimes that can happen. You can ask a question that in your mind isn't really controversial.
Yeah.
But then when you ask it and then you get the response, all of a sudden you're like, oh, man, maybe this was more controversial than I thought.
Yeah, no, for instance, I'd like to just say, Rick, where'd you get those lace-up brown shoes with those really kind of racy socks that you have? Well, not racy, I guess they have cartoons on them and different things.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that. Yeah, lots of times his socks are, what do you call them? Novelty socks? I don't know.
Decorative?
Decorative.
I don't know. All right, school lunch menus.
Oh, yes.
I haven't even got mine out yet.
Well, let me grab mine here, and I'll get us started by going to Sandhills Public Schools in Dunning, where they're going to serve hamburgers on a bun, baked beans, and chips at Sandhills.
At Ansley today, quesadillas.
Callaway today. Man, when was the last time you ever had a corn dog?
Boy, it's been a long time.
Me too.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Corn dogs at Callaway today.
Anselmo Myrna. Let me just do this. Good morning, Anselmo Myrna. Cheese pizza, pepperoni pizza, roasted ham and cheddar deli wrap, toasted cheese sandwich, green beans, fruit veggie bar, and milk.
Broken Bow today. Pizza Hut pizza, toasted cheese sandwich with creamy tomato soup, fresh baked ham and turkey sub, grilled chicken salad with roasted flatbread, and fajita deli wrap at Broken Bow Middle and High School today.
At SEM, that's Sumner Eddyville Miller, they're not showing classes today.
Arnold today, a chalupa is on the menu today at Arnold.
Oh, we're just getting some chats in from Kent Taylor on our chat box.
Oh, morning, Kent.
Saying, good morning, guys. Good morning, Kent. And good morning from Lola Chapin. And she says she loves the breakfast show. Well, I'm going to tell you, Lola, we love you.
That's right. I got a couple of more menus here from Gothenburg. Choices today include Alfredo bake, creamy Southwest pasta, and pizza at Gothenburg. And at Sargent today, ham and cheese sandwich with chips, baked beans, fruit cup, milk, and salad bar at Sargent.
At Thedford, barbecued meatballs and mashed potatoes. And at Loop City, today it's nachos or grilled chicken sandwiches. All right. Rolling along on a Friday.
Rolling.
Keep the breakfast show going. I don't know where to go from there.
I have no idea either.
We'll play the game.
Okay. January 18th is Thesaurus Day. So we've been asking questions about synonyms. Here's your question for today. Many people lie to hide their wrongdoings. Many people contrive things also. What would you be doing if you were contriving? What's the synonym for contriving? Is it dissipating, bloviating, or fabricating? We'll give you three choices today. Many people lie to hide their wrongdoings. Many people contrive things. What would you be doing if you were contriving? Would you be dissipating, bloviating, or fabricating? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
All right, give us a call while we listen to these words.
Did you know that Off-Broadway in Broken Bow has apartment openings? And did you know that they have 5 different styles of apartments? That means it's easy to find one that fits what you need. Plus, you can move into Off-Broadway almost immediately. If you or a loved one are not sure if senior living is for you, talk to your friends at Off-Broadway and they'll show you the many options you have to choose from. At Off-Broadway, they serve 3 home-cooked meals a day, have numerous daily activities, transportation, and much more. Ask about their specials going on right now at Off-Broadway in Broken Bow. The Callaway Good Life Center offers a facility with the comforts of home. Services include skilled nursing care, long-term care, respite care, and more. Callaway Good Life Center is a great place to work, offering competitive wages. Call 836-2267 for more information.
And we have Nancy on the line. Good morning, Nancy. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Good. You've made my day. Here's Brent. He's reaching for a prize. What prize are you reaching for, Brent?
How about pizza?
How about pizza, Nancy?
Well, that sounds wonderful.
Okay, let's see if we can get you some pizza.
All right, Nancy, what is the synonym for contriving? Is it dissipating, bloviating, or fabricating?
I'd guess fabricating.
You got it. That's exactly what it is. And because you've answered correctly, we have a certificate that'll get you a free personal pan pizza, 1 topping at Pizza Hut in Broken Bow.
All right, thank you. You guys have a great day.
You too,
Thanks.
Nancy. Appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
All right. I was thinking maybe there would be whining on there. So, do you ever feel like sometimes when a lie is being told, it's kind of a whining thing? Well, I don't know. You know, kind of a
Well, yeah. Yeah, to me, that's a little separate from if you fabricate something.
Well, you fabricate it and then you whine about it.
Then you whine about it. Yeah, that's a good point.
I guess so. Oh, gosh. Do you like Angus and Julia Stone?
I have no idea who you're talking
They're
about.
great people. How about we let them be a part of the show here this morning?
Well, sure.
So fast, and soon enough they're off to college. But as time goes by, the cost of tuition continues to rise. You know that college is important, but the expenses may seem out of reach. Edward Jones can help. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Janet Lawhorn. Let's work together to help you tackle growing college expenses. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to schedule an appointment. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Currently 34 under a cloudy sky, so we've dropped down from 38 at 6 and 7 o'clock, and we're at 34 right now under an all cloudy sky. Winds are light out of the south so far, but they will be a factor today, as you just heard. Barometric pressure is rising at 29.86, humidity at 78%. Our high yesterday, 59, with an overnight low of 32. Sunrise this morning at 8:03, sunset at 5:32, and again 200s precipitation measured all of this month of January, and we had just a dab in December, like 1,400. So under 20 hundredths for the month and a half, last month and a half, and it wasn't too wet before that. So these winds today and tonight are really going to blow, so we're going to want to be very careful about sparks, burning materials, that sort of thing, because there's a very high danger out there for fires. So kind of keep that in mind if you would. Brent Apperson and Dave Burney with you here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Does it bother you when you have your phone in your pocket and it kind of, then after you take it out, you even feel a vibration? I don't, there might be something in my pocket. Maybe, I don't know. You used to put when you're a kid in school back in the old days, you put a turtle or a snake in your pocket. Now you've got this smartphone in there. And
what you need is one of them smart watches.
Oh, I see them everywhere.
And then you just put your phone on silent. Doesn't bother anybody. But if someone texts you or calls you, then your watch kind of buzzes on you.
Well, you had something like that, didn't you?
I do.
Oh,
yeah.
You still
now
have...
this is not a fancy one, but boy, it sure does what I need it to do. So now there are some people, like I saw Higgy. I swear, he looked like he was on an episode of Star Trek.
I know.
He was like talking into his watch. It was weird.
Yeah, it is strange. He was doing that the other day, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Hey, we're good to go here. I got a letter from the Lower Loop Natural Resources District, and they collected a water sample out here. I've always wondered about the water.
Oh,
here,
really?
Because people say when they listen to our stations, what's in your water out there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this sample was collected, and our domestic well is good to go. Nitrate
we're
level,
okay.
Nitrate level is below it's within standards.
Well, that's good, because I drink a lot of water out here.
No, it's
right out
good.
of the tap.
And I say, I know sometimes folks say, well, what did you kind of expect? Well, I know that when my Uncle Dick Yancey was running the station, they had to put a new well in.
Did they?
Because it tested high in nitrates and was, and they had to put a new well in. So we're good to go.
Good.
And there's nothing harmful in the water here. And if we're acting silly, it's not the water.
Okay.
I mentioned yesterday, and we'll try to get to this in the 9 o'clock hour. I'd like to talk a little bit about the article we mentioned yesterday that was in the Arnold Sentinel about Phil, Ty, and Mike reuniting to create some music. I listened to some of the music that they have released in late December, early January, and it's a rockin'. I'm telling you. It's a rockin'. And so we're going to try to maybe play the title cut for you off their new album out of Arnold, Nebraska.
And it's their first album, isn't it? I mean, like album?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
And they're even, according to Janet LaRue's article in the Sentinel, later on this year, they're going to release it on vinyl even.
Oh, boy, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they did that, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Ty was my neighbor for a little while.
Ty's a good young man.
Oh, yeah, great guy, good family.
We have someone in the lobby that's coming in from Mid-Plains.
Do we now?
Yes. Not sure who she is. Oh, it's Shelley.
I recognize her.
Shelley Apperson. Very nice young lady.
You're live on the air, by the way. We haven't taken a break or anything. Okay. Sometimes that catches people off guard.
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, I thought you were off the air.
Shelley's a professional radio announcer as well as a professional in education, so she does not rattle easily.
That's funny.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Busy times. Brent was telling me that this time period's pretty busy at Mid-Plains for you.
It is. Getting back to classes, people last minute registering and just, getting things set up for distance learning and just getting into a new semester in the swing of things. It has been a little busy, and that's good. We like that.
Yeah, that's a good thing. People are using the facility and the educational materials that you guys offer online at the school, all those options.
Exactly.
What has surprised me a little, surprised me a little bit as we've talked is the amount of high school kids that just come right out to the college and have a class there at the college. And I know you have those that have started here in January. Right. You deal with a lot of high school kids.
We do, yeah. We have dual credit English going on out at the college, so that brings in a lot of high school kids, and we like that.
Yeah.
Shelley, you've probably noticed, if you've listened to the show at all, that I'm not going to speak for Brent here, but I didn't spend a lot of time on English in school.
Yeah,
kind of biting you now.
I wish I would have.
Everybody gets that when they listen to Dave and I in the morning. Like, those two weren't real good in English, were they?
Do you correct Brent when he gets home? Because my wife kind of gives me little tips as to, that's not very good grammar.
No, I don't think so. No, because I'm not the greatest either. I liked English fine, but yeah, I get lazy with it.
Well, one of the nice things about Mid-Plains is it does offer that second chance if there's some things you didn't get when you were in high school. I guess even maybe a early college course, and you thought, I could do better. That would help me in my career. It's right there for you.
Right, and the postcards that we sent out over break, there's a picture. Stephanie McIntosh is on the front of that, and I was talking with her yesterday, and she was telling me that she started 30 years ago with classes, and now she's going to finally I think in May graduate with her associate's degree.
That's awesome.
So she is super excited, and we're excited for her because it's been a long process, but she's kept at it, and now she's going to have a reward here at the end, and that's going to be great for her.
Yeah. You don't get second chances in everything in life, and this offers a second chance for folks, and if to stay with it that long, to complete it, that's pretty outstanding.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love the idea of dual credit courses. I mean, when I was going through high school, you never thought of taking a college course until you graduated high school.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And our girls did it a few years ago when they were a senior in high school. I know several kids are doing it. I know Casey, that's a lot of what she does, I think, goes to high schools and works with kids. And, boy, to get a head start now, and you have to do it appropriately. You don't want to burn yourself out or, give yourself too much of a workload if you're doing other things in high school. But, man, getting a head start, what a bonus for these kids.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Shelley, but there's also some possible savings in doing it that way, too, because college is expensive, traditional college. So
yes, it is. And it's not unusual I think we service like 8 area high schools, and it's not unusual for kids to graduate with at least a semester of college under their belt. Some of them way more than that. So they're well on their way, and then those transfer easily, and then they're able to get out in the workforce earlier, be done with college and be working. So it's been a good deal.
All right.
What's on your list of notes?
So just a couple of things. And Casey said to tell you hello. She's feeling under the weather, and she said she will get back here. So she's been missing coming out. So she will return.
Well, Casey, if you're listening, get better.
Yeah.
Get better.
Yeah.
For sure. So we've been talking about our temperament class that was scheduled to start next week. And we had a really good response with that, but we've decided to move that to May 24th through June 28th, primarily because most of the folks that were interested in coming, including the instructor, are going to be driving some distance to get here. And so with winter weather, and we just got some feedback from some folks who are like, I'd love to take the class, but I'm just not interested in getting out in the evenings during the winter, and that's certainly understandable. So we've moved that. So we do have a few spots available yet, and then we're going to put registration deadline on that May 16th, I believe, is that. So we have moved that. I think I've contacted everyone who had signed up, so they know. So that's just something to keep in mind. So as we still have some openings for that, and people can sign up for that right now. Any class that we offer, non-credit classes that are scheduled even into the spring and summer, they can sign up for those right now. And it's easy to do so. We do have 2 spots available in our folded barn quilt class, which begins which is Thursday, January 20th, and we're going to need to fill those 2 spots because we do have minimum requirements to make classes go, to make it worth the instructor's time to drive up here. So we do need 2 more people to get into our folded flag barn quilt, and those are really, really neat. I've seen pictures of them, and they're really stellar. I like it. So,
Is that Rose?
That's Rose. Rose will be here to do that, and if anyone's ever taken a class with Rose, it's well done.
I spent about 5 minutes around Rose one day. What a wonderful lady.
She is.
Man, just she alone would make you want to take the class.
Yeah,
so
she's very
good.
very excited about what she does, and that spills over into her classes for sure. So folded flag barn quilt, 2 spots left, and that's January 20th from 12 to 3, and give me a call on that. Country dance is still open. We still are taking registrations for that, which is February 20th, and we have some photo editing classes in February, bread baking class in March. Brent's going to do his class, I think, in April on scorekeeping. So
You had me nervous. I thought you had me doing the bread baking class. I'm like, no, I don't think I'm doing that.
Shelley would know better than that. probably.
yeah, that's right. So, and we have some Zoom classes coming up. So we have a lot of things to choose from. And the nice thing about those Zoom classes is you can come to the college and Zoom them from there, or you can get a link and Zoom them from home. So, if it is a winter night and you just don't, like, I don't want to get out, but I really want to be in that class, especially if it's like a 4-part class for 4 weeks, we can get you a link and you can do it from home. So a lot of options. And as always, we're always want people to call if they want to do a class, want to have something that they like to do, want to just share it with people. We can make that happen.
All right. Set and ready to go and busy with registrations and all that sort of thing going on right now, or entering.
Yep, people are, college classes start Monday. So I would say that if we just got lists yesterday of all of the full classes and the wait-listed classes. So hopefully people haven't waited till now to do it. But if there's any questions, they can give us a call. We can see if classes are open that they want to get into.
Okay.
Number is?
872-5259.
Ooh. Man, I thought I was going to stump her.
You're not going to stump.
No, I know.
Both of our spouses are unstumpable.
Yes, they are.
I think they know that they're unstumpable, and we are not. Right?
Yes, correct.
Shelley,
You
thanks
just
so
keep it.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
See you.
We'll take a timeout.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Ask Universal Insurance in Broken Bow if auto owners make sense for you.
This week at Bow Bootery, it's all about boots, boots, boots. We've gotten our red pins out and marked 25% off fashion boots, bear paws, and snow boots. There's lots of winter left, so let's keep your feet warm in the cold and snow. We have other winter garb at Bow Bootery too, like wild rags and comfy socks. Thorlos and Dan Post socks are only $5 a pack. We'll see you soon at Bo Bootery on the Square in Broken Bow.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug, it's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Some beautiful Christmas decorations at the Garden Center in Broken Bow. They've marked their Christmas decorations to 45% off. They are also excited to announce a new line of candles. Keepers of the Light candles are made in the USA by a small family business. They burn for 155 hours, and there are scents like caramel cream puff, aspenberry, maple syrup pancakes, and more. Stop in and see. Closed Monday, open Tuesday to Friday 10 to 5:30, and Saturday 10 until 2. The Garden Center in Broken Bow.
If you're looking for the full package, look no further. Team Physical Therapy is pleased to be able to offer you not only physical therapy, but now occupational therapy and speech therapy. Call 872-5111. Together empowering able movement. Team Physical Therapy can help you in all your therapy needs from babies to the older adult. Call 872-5111. We offer one-on-one therapy with the rehab specialist. Call 872-5111 or check us out on the web at myteampt.com.
Stay up to date on your bank accounts no matter where your schedule takes you. Sign up for mobile or online banking with Bruning Bank to keep track of your accounts anywhere, anytime. At home, the gym, grocery store, day or night. Deposit checks, transfer between accounts, view transactions, and check balances. Set up bill pay so you never forget to pay a bill ever again. Ready to simplify your life? Download the app or visit bruningbank.com. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
Ansley Lumber and Supply is proud to be your full-service lumber yard. From premium lumber and top-quality building materials to paint, tools, and ag supplies. When you drop by Ansley Lumber, their crew is prepared to help you with your project. From the materials for building a house to the accessories and pieces needed to make it a home. Ansley Lumber hopes you stop by to talk to them about your dream project. Ansley Lumber and Supply, Main Street, Ansley, or call 308-935-1815.
It is 8:27. Rick Nelson is here from Custer Public Power. How are you, Rick?
I'm fantastic. How about you, Dave?
We're good. We're good. Looking forward to. Can we see your socks at this time, please? That's
pretty
more of a
plain.
regular. They look very. How far do those go up?
All the way.
Oh, the best kind of socks. All the way to the knee.
All the way.
I'm
Tell
with
you
man.
what, we are cutting edge when it comes to interviewing.
Oh boy.
Our first question is, can we see your socks?
Yeah.
We kind of talked
Do
about
those go all the way up to the knee?
All the way. Yeah.
Well,
you should see them with shorts on.
Oh my.
Birkenstocks.
We don't want to.
Oh, come on.
No, thanks. Appreciate it.
Let's paint that picture.
Well, boy, you okay over there, Brent?
Yeah.
Whoa. You sure?
Yes.
You look good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rick.
Absolutely.
You're sharp today.
Well, thank you.
We really thought you maybe had a meeting later today, and then we found out you just dressed up like this for the show.
All about you.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nice suit coat.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I thought I'd put my TV face on today.
No, you're good on
You know, this takes a long time to get ready.
I hear you.
Yeah, now that we're on Facebook Live, maybe we should have a makeup department or something.
Oh, I think so.
Make us look better on camera.
It would take a long time. I don't think we have the budget for that.
No, probably not.
Rick, how you been anyway?
Good.
Good.
Yep. Very good.
You know, just maybe a thought here.
Mm-hmm.
This weather has been phenomenal in a lot of ways because it was 59 yesterday, 59 the day before.
It's crazy, isn't it?
We're going to run into a little possible moisture, which we can really, really use, and maybe see 40s, and then I see the forecast back up into the 50s in a few days.
Oh, I haven't ran that long term.
Yeah. That's got to be a major factor in providing electricity, I would think.
Well, so how do I frame that? So you know how in the spring and fall, your heater doesn't work or doesn't run, and your air conditioner doesn't run.
Yeah.
And our load ends up way, way low.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where we're at today.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Now, we did have a little spell of below zero.
Yeah.
But not consistently in January like you normally would.
So that would usually come in for weeks at a time.
Yeah. No kidding.
And this just, it came in and went back out again. So, quite frankly, it's good weather.
It is good.
And it's just fine. We may not be selling a whole lot of kilowatt hours, but, we're in good shape. So
well, that's the nice thing.
I'm happy.
Well, that's what's great about public power.
Absolutely.
You're not, grinding your teeth because you don't have the profit margin that the stockholders want, right?
I was just writing an article that would come out in the March and April edition of the magazine, and it was about affordability. And, to parallel kind of with what you just said, it's all about, if we don't have to sell the kilowatt hour, we don't have to buy the kilowatt hour. Mm-hmm. And I've said that for years.
Yeah.
And we're in really good shape with our rates. So if we don't sell that kilowatt hour, then that means you don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're at. And that's public power.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure unless it's a pointed marketing campaign, the investor-owned utilities probably aren't looking at shaving kilowatt hours, but public power is, and that's kind of the beauty of public power. If we have cost-based rates.
We also are very confident in the safety factor, and you've always been very adamant about that for your employees, the guys and gals out there working in the office, the shop, wherever. But as customers, we watch the news, we listen to the radio, of course, internet, and you see all these people who have suffered in other parts of the country because of a problem with the utility starting a fire that they couldn't put out and losing actual homes over it.
Right.
Now, we don't have that worry here because of the safety standards that you folks have and the quality of materials you use and make sure it's done right.
So let me put my lawyer hat on. So far anyway.
Well, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, and Mother Nature can do it.
But we try to. You're exactly correct. So we're out changing. We're changing arresters. We're out changing cutouts that no longer work. We're doing a lot of that maintenance. I know I just heard Sergeant, for example, this morning said they're going to go northwest of Gates and do some maintenance today. Yeah. Not a lot of people outside of Nebraska do that. The maintenance is not it's not really in their budget. So
well, it cuts into their bottom line.
Exactly.
It goes right back to what we started with. Okay, we'll do what maintenance we have to, but we need to show a profit.
Right.
And you guys go out and do it because it's safer that way. I think that's a comfort.
It's safer and it's more reliable.
Yeah.
We'd rather do this in the daylight than at night. So, and we've always had that mentality of, let's go out and do some maintenance while we can actually see what's going on. And then that way we don't have to go out after hours. And that's better for the customer. It's better for us.
Have you been able to do more maintenance than you maybe anticipated at this time of the year because of the weather?
Well, what we're doing
depends.
in maintenance really is weather independent.
I see.
And so, our guys would go out there if it was 10 degrees, they'd still be doing what they're doing today, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
I was reminded this morning that you've seen inflation kind of in the news lately, and what is it, 7% or plus or minus?
A little over 7, I think, right now. Yeah.
And so if you take a look at those numbers, energy is kind of driving that, or is one of the factors. Transportation is another, but energy is a part of it. And that kind of leads into a little bit more into that affordability, because when prices are going up all over the place, and if they come to a solution with the supply chain issues that we're having, maybe that inflation drops off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But for right now, electricity is a really good value compared to just about everything else. And at Custer, I know we're finishing 2021 just over $1.5 million given back from PCA standpoint that we received, and we just pass it through to the customer. We're going on our third or fourth year of 0 rate increases. Our dollars are staying the same. 2022, we're going to be. We have another PCA, and we're going to be giving back somewhere around that same kind of money.
Wow!
And so, electricity is a value, and it's a pretty good value. In Nebraska, especially, it's a great value.
Rick, I pulled the insert that Nebraska Public Power District just put out.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a good piece, and I'm sure you're aware of it. But right to what you're talking about, I couldn't find it in here as you were talking. But
Right.
I think I read where the average household, correct me if I'm not remembering this right, the average for people who are with public power is about $3.50 a day for households.
Right.
Now, I think I mentioned in there, you can go out and buy a latte, and it's going to cost you more than that. And so you're talking about $3.50 a day. Now, that's average on a household under your guys' service. When you think about all the things that are running in your house on electricity these days, and out in the garage, $3.50 a day. I know it adds up over a month's time, but that's pretty darn amazing when you think about it.
So in our service territory, we like to think that the average house has about 1,000 kilowatt hours. And so you take 1,000 kilowatt hours times 12 cents, it's about $120. You divide 30 into that, it's right around $4 a day or a little bit less.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on average. So it's the same number. In my magazine article, I equated it to, remember the old 100-watt incandescent light bulb?
Right.
That some of us still kind of remember. So if you take that 100-watt light bulb and you turn it on for 10 hours, use 1,000 watts over that 10-hour period, that's a kW. So to equate that, that's about 12 cents to run that 100-watt light bulb for that long a time.
12 cents.
Or probably a little bit less.
Yeah, that's...
Because it's a kW divided by 10, so it's 10 cents. So it's about it's right around 1.2 cents.
Okay. Now, did you have something that you wanted to specifically talk about today? Because we could really wander here. I can just tell.
So the only thing I want to talk about is how affordable electricity is.
Oh, and then we're right on.
I think we got that handled.
We do.
Which is probably the first time in a long time that we actually made it through something that I wanted to cover. But that's all right.
Wow. Ooh.
Little jab there.
That's felt like a zinger.
That's why you always come back, Rick, because we never let you finish.
Yeah. We'll get it next time.
It's called a business deal.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you are proud of the staff you have and the service you provide, and you're featured in this insert. I don't know if you knew this or not.
Oh.
Your Custer Public Power is.
I did not.
You didn't know?
Oh, I actually haven't seen that.
Oh, well, okay. So let's start here if you don't mind. Let's talk a little bit about public power partnering with ethanol industry. Now, I don't think this is your service area, but at Ravenna there's an ethanol plant.
Right.
And Nebraska is the second largest producer of ethanol in the country.
Right.
Ravenna is one of the most efficient plants in the country, and they've done that by working with the power people to reduce their cost and become more efficient. Right?
Absolutely.
So, that speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Yeah. So Dawson does a great job of helping customers out with efficiency. Not quite as good as Custer Power, but we'll play them up a little bit.
Yeah.
But so there are a lot of things that we do, and it drives back to, the kilowatt hour saved is a kilowatt hour we don't have to buy. We haven't been out recently, but we used to go out and do home audits and do business audits, and I think we're probably through most of the schools, and I think we're probably through most of the commercial buildings out there to get them hooked up with the right lighting and the right heating and cooling, and so we're a step ahead. And Dawson does a great job down at Ravenna on that plant. I know there's some other efficiencies that drive ethanol, and it's just another good resource for our customers to take grain, and it's a good thing.
Yeah, and you mentioned efficient lighting and so forth. There's an article, and this kind of threw me when I first saw it because it's Cornhusker Public Power District, and I thought it was you guys to start with because it's the same letters.
Yeah.
But this was about just exactly what you're talking about. They worked with a trucking company on putting all new lighting in, and that continues to be a project. And the story submitted by Cornhusker Public Power District
right.
Really is a work in progress, like you're talking about. That's what you guys do. You go out and try to save people money.
Yeah. So Custer is not a whole lot different than Cornhusker, Dawson, Loup Valleys. We're all doing about the same thing, and we're all trying to promote energy efficiency, and we're all trying to save the customer a little bit on their bill. And that just goes back to public power. That's who we are, whether we're in McCook or Columbus or Broken Bow.
All right.
That's what we try to do.
And as I mentioned, you guys are featured in this publication as well. And this one is showing the different areas that you guys cover. And it always is amazing how many square miles that is under your service.
Yeah, 8,000. It's when you put it on a map and compare it to everybody else, it's kind of big.
This is a pretty neat. I'll send this with you if you don't have it, because
I'm sure I have it somewhere. But yeah,
here's you guys right here. Double truck, they call it in the printing business.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep. STEM.
This is your STEM project. You want to talk about that a little bit?
So, Taryn, I should have brought Taryn in today, but Taryn's been kind of spearheading that. She just took it to Thedford, I believe. I'm a little hesitant to tell you that, but it's going out into schools. We have some new stuff that we put in with it. I believe an embroidery machine is now included.
Oh, wow.
We started that this last fall. We are, it's going full guns. I think we have 4 schools left to make it to. We have 13 schools total in our service territory, and it makes it to all of them. And thanks to BD for partnering with us and making it possible to have that grant. That's now, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. That and the
long
help
time.
Teammates was involved as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So you guys are featured right there.
That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. And another thing that you have been really cool about is talking about vehicles, electric-powered vehicles. I believe it's the Polk County Power District was featured in the magazine about that, but we've taken rides in the vehicles with you. You've had them out at the fairgrounds. You have a charge station out at your facility. And I know you are a futuristic guy as far as progress goes. We're starting to see more and more electric vehicles, electric trucks with torque running out their ears.
Yep. They're coming. And so that's a good time to it's a good time to try to stay ahead of it. So we went out and used a pretty good size grant to get a Mustang Mach-E, And so we've been driving that, and one of the reasons for us to get that is to try to push the limits on it to see where we can go, and then we can talk about it. Is there really range anxiety? Do you get halfway to Grand Island and it says there's 200 miles left and you start getting nervous?
Mm-hmm.
Which you really shouldn't, because what they really need to do is just put the gas gauge, just a regular old gas gauge on there, and just put it at 3/4 of a tank, and not give you the miles, because then it messes you up.
Yeah.
But if you got 3/4 of a tank, you think, well, that's the same.
I'm good
as
for a
what we
while.
have. Yeah.
Well, gosh, lately with the gas prices up, I think they've come down a little bit, but, just a regular, comfortable SUV is going to cost you $70 to fill it up if it's on empty, or 75.
So to fill up the Mach-E is about 20.
Yeah, and like you say, when you have it set to show you how many miles you're going to go, the one I'm driving, I fill it up, and it says, you have 302 miles that you can drive. And I'm going, well, that's not very far for $75.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, since we're on this topic, I've got a question for you. I don't know if you know the answer or not, but I know with a gas vehicle, we know how the winds can blow in Nebraska. And if you're going directly into the wind, that can have an effect on your gas mileage. Do electric cars have that? Say you're going against a 40-mile-an-hour wind, does it kind of have the same impact on an electric vehicle?
Oh, yeah. It does. Yeah. One of the other things and another reason why we have one, is to find out what it does in the wintertime. Still a little skeptical on that. When you have a full charge, you no longer have the 300-mile range. But what is that? Did it cut it in half? Do you have 175? And then that creates a planning. So that's part of that range anxiety that we need to get away from, or figure out, and then provide a solution for that. Is it more charging stations? Right now, we're working with NPPD there's a grant that we're eligible for, that we went after for a DC fast charger, and so we're looking at putting a DC fast charger somewhere in our service territory, preferably along Highway 2, so that we can catch people from Lincoln and Omaha halfway to, the Black Hills, or just driving up Highway 2. But a DC fast charger then will take it from 20% to 80% in roughly 20 to 30 minutes. So it's a little bit more palatable from I got to stop and charge kind of a thing.
Yeah, for the time element.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you can go maybe have a hamburger and some fries and come back, or do you have to stay beside it like you do when you fuel your car?
I don't think it's going to run over. But on some of those charging stations, you do get penalized if you're not there when it's done charging.
Oh, really?
But on the other hand, they're connected with your cell phone, so they'll send you a text when it's ready to roll. Yeah.
Crazy.
It is kind of crazy.
I should apologize too, Rick.
Now what, Dave?
Well, I was telling you about it. I put the gas in. It tells me I can go 302 miles. I've only noticed that since I changed my setting, because I always used to just leave it on
kilometers.
Well, just a gas gauge like you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I run out of gas at Runza. And
in the drive-thru?
It stopped there, and I thought something was wrong. I didn't even think about being out of gas. And I made it as far as Custer Public Power. And so I parked not that far from where you would charge a car up. And I blocked the drive for just a little bit. I want to apologize.
Oh, well, it is what it is.
Yeah. So then when
as long as you dropped a couple of bucks in the drop box, I think we're good.
Well, I'll do that at a later. I'll get to that. On the back of this sheet, I'm going to hand it over to you because I think this is pretty interesting. Low electric rates, the value of public power. This is the 2020 state rankings. Average residential retail price per kilowatt hour.
Mm-hmm.
You can see there.
So we're going to have the same graphic or somewhat of the same graphic in the March magazine, and it isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Can you tell the folks how we come out?
We're at number 9 right now today. We used to be in the 30s and 40s, not too many years ago. But with some things that NPPD and OPPD have done recently, when you look at these numbers, that's like 0.03 of a cent difference between being number 9 and being number 5.
Yeah.
0.03 of a cent. So you got to take it out to 3 decimal points to even see a difference, or even 4 decimal points to even see a difference. But that's how competitive it is. So we're at about 10.7 cents, and number 1 is at 9.6 cents. So just a little over a penny difference.
Yeah. Top 10 for the lowest in the country.
Yeah, top 10.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Brent will tell you, as a sports guy, being in the top 10 is pretty good.
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assuming
normally,
there's more than 10 people in that conference.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
But from nationwide, though,
sense.
that's
Yeah.
awfully good.
Yep.
Can I ask who's number 1?
Louisiana.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's kind of surprising, really.
So North Dakota, Utah, Idaho, and Washington all have, well, let me back up. Utah and even North Dakota, Idaho and Washington all have hydropower that pushes their wholesale power costs down, because hydro is really, really inexpensive up there. Oklahoma probably jumped up, and Arkansas, and probably Louisiana because of the drop in natural gas prices this last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so that's a big that's big for them. But yeah,
the hydro part is not something you can do too much about. I suppose there's some development out there you could do, but
it's in the Pacific Northwest, and it's I mean it's huge.
Yeah.
And when it was put in, it was state of the art, and it's just making electricity the cheapest way possible.
Could I go full circle here from where we started?
Yeah.
Because I think in the middle of there, and you won't need it because you already know all about this, but I hope people out there realize how much public power is a economic development and driver for all of us, but especially in ag and industry. The rates you're just talking about there are an economic driver on its own, because you can do things with electricity to build businesses and have services. And when there's people out there looking about investing in communities, this is a big factor.
Yep. So from a from a economic development standpoint in Custer Public Power service territory, we're to a point with irrigation where if you're on a full control rate, that electricity that you're buying is almost a pass-through. I mean, it's almost what we pay for it. And so the more you use, there's not a real big hiccup from Custer Public Power, because that's all of that cost is being passed through. But from an economic development standpoint, when you have some of these larger plants come in, I know Monolith down by Lincoln is on Norse's service territory, have an economic development rate that is even cheaper than wholesale power costs, because it's meant to build load in a fashion where it's high load factor, it's on all the time, and it's almost to the point where you can commit the generation source to that load. And there's smaller loads that fit into that same category, but nothing on Custer Public Power's service territory, because you got to be upwards of 10 megawatts. So anyway, that economic development rate we went in for 6, 8, 10 years ago is paying off. And if you build your base and you have that consistency, then that builds in some stability. And so it's a great tool. Public power is definitely a part of that economic development engine in Nebraska.
And just not only that structure, but being involved in community, the educational processes that you've brought, just helping businesses save money so they can develop other things and not put it all into electricity.
Right, right.
It all kind of fits together in one big pie.
There are, I'm not going to say it's the main reason, but there is a definite reason why data centers are coming to Nebraska, because these are energy hogs. It's just flat out all the time. And that reason is our low cost and reliable electricity.
Well, this has been fun. I hope we got everything. Because I want you to feel like, when you come here, this is a C Corp.
Is this really my time, or just C Corp?
Yeah, we're a C Corp.
We are? Or you are?
We are.
I'm not.
I've been told by plenty of accountants that we should be something else. But
well, you can't be public power.
No, I know we can't be public power or public radio.
Right. So before we go, I need to back up to STEM a little bit.
Okay.
So apparently we need to go to Arnold, Stapleton, Litchfield, and Ansley yet. It is in Thedford now.
Okay.
Something we identified at the beginning of the school year is that we might need some help. I don't know if you know Clay Moore from Arnold.
Oh, definitely.
And so we kind of brought him on board as our STEM trailer guru.
He's the guy.
And so he's just been a tremendous help for us, and it gives me goosebumps when he starts talking and coming up with ideas. We're going to have the STEM trailer that all of Nebraska looks at as the model, and that's pretty important to me. From the very beginning, I've always wanted to get into the schools, and there are all kinds of things to do with a 2-year degree. There's all kinds of things to do with less than a 2-year degree. You can become a lineman in 2 years, and then go through an apprenticeship program, and then you could be making $70,000 a year. That's pretty good wage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
And so there are lots and lots of things to do, and you don't need a 4-year degree to do it. And if we could get to those kids that don't really want that 4-year degree and maybe give them a little new direction, I'm all for it. And I'm excited to get out into the schools and show everybody that.
Well, anybody that's followed what Clay Moore's accomplished over the years knows that you've got the right guy in the right spot for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty excited
He
about
loves
Clay.
the kids to start with.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great. That's great news. I am sorry we haven't had time to talk about nuclear power today, but maybe next time, maybe the next show, we could discuss some nuclear power, but we just don't have time today.
Well, we have 2 minutes, so...
Well, I don't know. I looked at the clock. I think he came in at 8:25. I think we're done.
Oh, we're giving him an extra 5 minutes.
Whoa. What?
Christian,
What?
write that down.
Yeah.
Would you please add an extra 5 minutes to the...
So let's back
Christy's
up
back
over,
there going, wait, I think it was more like 10.
over the last 10 or 12 shows. Let me see how much of that was my time, and right?
Well, it's just called an interview. It's just an interview.
Right.
And
I think Manchin came out today and said, Biden, you got to include nuclear.
Oh. Well, he gets what he wants.
I'm just throwing that out there, and I'm just going to let it hang wherever you want.
Now,
you can go wherever you want with it.
I'm burning up now, man.
Yeah. So you saw that 65% carbon-free little deal in here, right?
Yep.
So what does that mean? Nuclear was 48.5% of that.
Well, like I said, we're just about out of time.
Yes. You want carbon-free, buddy.
Well, you called me buddy. Close enough.
Sorry.
Rick, it's always great having you in.
Yeah, it's great having
Rick Nelson.
Great being here.
Heads up Custer Public Power. And we'll look forward to your next visit here on The Breakfast Show.
Absolutely.
And I'll go ahead and pull off that extra 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Officials in Washington are taking on empty store shelves with a push to attract more people to the trucking industry. It's suffering from high turnover rates and dwindling driver supply. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg tells CBS money has a lot to do with it.
We need to look at these compensation issues if we really want to solve long-term challenges in trucking in the U.S.
Retail sales fell 1.9% amid December's holiday shopping. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger has the bigger picture.
While consumers did slow down their purchases from the previous month, retail sales were up 16.9% from a year ago.
A massive snowstorm's developing in the Midwest with an eye on the South and Northeast. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens has plans in place.
We do have 300 members of staff that'll be on 2 shifts, 150 each shift, to be able to support the efforts as it relates to this snow event.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Ralph Irvin.
It appears David Culley is not the answer for the Houston Texans, as the NFL team has fired the head coach after just one season. He was 4-13. Culley's firing means that there are 8 NFL coaching vacancies as we head into the postseason, which starts this weekend. Thursday night on the NBA hardwood, Memphis won their 11th straight game. They beat Minnesota 116-108. Milwaukee got a triple-double from Giannis, 30 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists, as the Bucks hammered Golden State 118-99. Nikola Jokic, 20 points. Will Barton, 21. Denver was a 140-108 winner over Portland. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 33 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists, as Oklahoma City won at Brooklyn 130-109, and New Orleans beat the Clippers 113-89.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, we'll have mostly cloudy skies, with our winds becoming gusty out of the northwest, increasing to 30 to 40 miles per hour. Our temperatures falling into the upper 20s by late in the day. For tonight, slight chance for some light snow showers in the evening, very windy, with our winds out of the north at 30 to 40 miles per hour, dropping back to a low of 10. Saturday, much less windy, up to a high of 30. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Custer Electric and Irrigation, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer, has the offerings you're looking for this winter to prepare for next year. As you know, every season brings new focuses. Here are theirs right now. Specials on driveline conversions, sprinkler packages, and winter maintenance specials, to name a few. If you've worked with Custer Electric and Irrigation in the past, you know that they want to get you taken care of the right way at the best price possible. They encourage you to get the work you need done scheduled as soon as possible, because prices are rapidly increasing for a lot of supplies. Plus, that schedule book can only get so full. Don't forget licensed electrical work you might need done too on ag, commercial, and residential applications. Ask for a free quote. Custer Electric and Irrigation, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer in Broken Bow, serving the whole area with electrical, agricultural, and commercial services. Call today at 872-7786. Follow them on Facebook or visit custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
9:04 is your time. It's 39 degrees outside, bouncing between 38 and 39 under a cloudy sky. We'll be back with more information right after this important message from Nebraska State Bank.
It's midnight. Banking time. Really? Well, yeah. I just got back from watching my son play the sport he loves 2.5 hours away. My family's asleep, and I have a little bit of quiet. Need to look at and sign our loan renewal? Done. Need to deposit a check? On it. Need to transfer some money to my daughter in college? Taken care of. Nebraska State Bank has the ability to make sure I can do my banking when it fits my schedule. So yeah, midnight is banking time. My banking time.
Nebraska State Bank, Broken Bow, Callaway, Myrna. Member FDIC.
All right, Brent and Dave with you here on The Breakfast Show. Brent, I forgot to ask you. I know that you were, maybe you went over after wrestling if the game was still going. I don't know, but there was basketball being played at the Broken Bow Gym last night. And it sounded like it was kind of a surprise score.
Well, it was a big girls basketball game in Class C1. Kearney Catholic came to play Broken Bow. Both teams were ranked in the top 10 according to the Omaha World Herald. And, man, Broken Bow just jumped out early. And, of course, I was kind of trying to keep track of it while we were doing wrestling, but so I wasn't there, obviously, in person. But, yeah, it just looked like the Broken Bow girls played extremely well and ran away with it. So congratulations to them. And we'll see how they do tonight following that up as they go on the road to play Wood River. We'll have the girls' game and boys' game as well. Boy, Broken Bow boys, man, they're just right there. And they're going to get over the hump here pretty quick. And we're hoping maybe it's tonight. So
Good.
We'll have the Broken Bow girls and boys at Wood River for you tonight on KBBN Radio and on our live video stream as well. And then if you'll allow me, we'll just kind of look ahead to next week. We have two fantastic area matchups that we're going to go cover. We're going to go to SEM on Tuesday, and we're going to do Anselmo Myrna against SEM. You want to talk about top 10 ranked matchups, you're probably going to get that in the girls' game of that on Tuesday night. So we're going to be there, and we're hoping to do a video stream of that. And then on Thursday of next week, we're going to do Ansley Litchfield against South Loop, which is just, I mean, you can't get more of an area matchup than that. So we're looking forward to that next week. And then, as I mentioned, looking at the calendar, week from Monday, we're going to start MNAC and Southwest Conference Tournament basketball coverage.
Crazy.
Which it just blows my mind that we're already to that point. So, yeah, we've got a lot of great stuff coming up. Of course, we had wrestling last night, and then we'll have more wrestling coming up with the MNAC tournament, Southwest Conference tournament. State duels are back this year. They're on February the 5th. And then, of course, the state tournament, well, I guess you can say it's, a month away.
Gosh.
For wrestling. So a lot of great stuff coming up.
You bet. And by the way, I'm proud to say that we kind of think it's important for you to know where we're going and who we're covering. And so Brent always puts together the schedule, and Jeremy gets it posted on Sandhills Express. And we pretty much set it up for the season. There's always a few adjustments along the way, depending on, what unfolds during the season as far as maybe changes in schedules and so forth, and then this video edition that we're doing. But you can look on Sandhills Express, look at the sports schedule, and know who we're going to cover from the get-go. And so we feel that's important because we want to cover as many of the kids as we can, whether they have a perfect season or they're 50-50. It doesn't matter to us. We want to get all the kids on the air at least once or twice, depending on how the teams match up. And Brent does a great job of sitting down and scratching his head and mumbling and going through the process. But we want to make sure that you know who we're covering ahead of time. So, because that only seems the right way to do it. So you can look on Sandhills Express to do that. And by the way, thank you to the businesses that you're seeing flashing up on our show today. It's been since the first of the month that we've been having those ads up there. These ads are advertisers who were Newsline advertisers and now are featured on our breakfast show Facebook live feed, and then they also have radio ads they're running as well. But kind of note those businesses well and thank them if you see them for supporting the local radio station. Yeah. Here's Brent Apperson.
Do you know Dick and Jodine Taylor?
Known them for a while.
Yeah. How long do you think they've been married?
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm going to take a guess. I'm thinking 45 years.
Today, their 50th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Dick and Jodine, happy anniversary to the two of you.
Yeah.
Two great people.
Great people. And we just love it when they come out to cut ads and we get to stop by the store. And yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, happy anniversary. 50. That's great.
You have grandkids.
Yeah, I do.
And you folks out there might have grandkids, or maybe you have kids. So you'll have to help out here. Do you know the baby shark that's on the internet? Does that ring a bell with you? Have your grandkids? Is a song or a video?
Yeah, the Baby Shark song has been around for a little while now.
Yeah.
But yes, it was. Well, there's some major league. Was it Washington? The Washington Nationals? There was some Major League Baseball team that would play it all the time. I want to say it was Washington when they were making their run to the World Series title not too long ago. But yeah, Baby Shark or something like that.
I don't
know. Yeah.
Well, it's become a record breaker. It's the first video on YouTube to surpass 10 billion views. This painfully catchy song debuted in the summer of 2016 and has refused to go away. It's more proof that parents are probably just maybe too often plopping their kids in front of an iPad and hitting repeat, but setting a new record. 10 billion views on YouTube.
You want to hear it?
No.
Alexa would probably play it for you.
Well, I guess we could try it. I don't want to be a...
Alexa, good morning.
A very wonderful morning to you.
Man, so polite and
don't
kind.
trust her. Don't trust her.
I tell you what. Alexa, we're going to regret this. Play Baby Shark.
Baby Shark by Pink Fong from Spotify.
We'll see if this is the right one. I don't think. Is this it? Yeah, oh yeah, here it is.
Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark. Mommy shark, mommy shark, mommy shark, mommy shark.
Daddy shark, daddy shark.
This guy stabbed a man 7 times.
Oh, my.
Turns out 57-year-old David Bennett served prison time in the 80s for stabbing a guy during a bar fight. Now he's got a pig heart. The victim was paralyzed for the rest of his life that he stabbed and then passed away in 2005. His family says they believe in second chances, but they wish the heart went to a more deserving person.
Wow.
That's kind of weird. Well, that shark song's gonna...
Baby shark.
No. Oh, let's see. Let's move along, please. Please. Oh, jeez. I would like to talk about the Whiskey Barrel and Broken Bow.
Okay.
Stan the Man invites you to stop in anytime. We know that the holidays are past, but you know what's coming up. Valentine's Day, St. Patty's Day, all coming up this spring. And Valentine's Day, you might want to stop in and see what they have for a little bubbly to toast your groom or your bride or your husband or your wife or someone during Valentine's Day that, maybe I should stop there. But
a loved one.
A loved one, yeah, a loved person. Person you love. Sorry, Peg. Anyway, bubbly will be in demand here pretty soon, so stop in and check it out. And then, of course, St. Patty's Day, St. Patrick's Day, a lot of times people like to get together and celebrate even if they aren't Irish. And if they are, watch out. So those are coming up. In the meantime, just regular things going on, but you want regular, everyday, fair prices, the Whiskey Barrel is a place to go. Stan will take care of you. He's got a great staff, and he is there 7 days a week with the doors open for you. And they have one of the nicest stores in town, I think, as far as being clean, bright, well-kept, and friendly. That's what their tradition is at the Whiskey Barrel. And they're right across from Gateway Motors, where the popcorn is popping, right next to Subway in Broken Bow, where the sandwiches are sandwiching, and right next to Vet Care, where the cattle might be mooing.
Okay.
Right down the street from the stoplight there on First Avenue on the south side. You'll see it there. Stands ready for you. What about pizza? You got some information on pizza today?
I think I do. Just let me find it. Here it is. Visited with Chantil just a few days ago.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I believe they've had to close their dining room again because they're a little bit short-staffed, so maybe we can start there. If you're looking to for a great job and would like to join the Pizza Hut team, they'd love to talk to you. Just visit with Chantil. Great opportunity to earn some extra cash and help them get their dining room back open. Still doing delivery Friday through Sunday, 11 to 2 and 5 to close. But their daytime delivery, Monday through Thursday, they're not doing that anymore. Now, they will do the delivery in the evening every night. But as far as daytime delivery, just Friday through Sunday now, 11 to 2. Special going on now, the Triple Treat Box, $24 gets you 2 large pizzas, Cinnabons, and breadsticks. It's a lot of food for $24.
That is.
So check it out at the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow.
Want to remind you real quick of the Winter Ball coming up. Custer County Ag Society's Winter Ball is coming up January 29th, 2022, and they'd love to have you stop by. You'll probably need to check with Michelle. She's heading this up. Her number is 870-2493 to see if there's any tickets left for the meal and tables. They were kind of running out of room a couple weeks ago, but Michelle will get you in if she can. And here's the other part of it. If you can't get the ticket for the meal and table, you can still come in and take part in their live auction, silent auction, and raise some money for the Custer County Ag Society. This extra money raised will be used to make our grandstand at the fairgrounds handicap accessible, which it is not right now and hasn't been since its construction. So that's a great cause. It'll be at the One Box Convention Center on the 29th, the Winter Ball put on by the Custer County Ag Society. And again, you can go whether you get tickets for the meal and table or not. You can still come in. And they're having a dance to Victory Underground from 9 p.m. until 1 a.m. That's on the 29th.
All right. Here's a job opportunity for you. The city of Broken Bow is accepting applications now for the position of deputy clerk, looking for someone with strong written, verbal, organizational, and interpersonal skills and the ability to maintain confidentiality of sensitive information. Must have an associate's degree in a related field, preferred, or 2 years related work experience, previous experience in an office environment, and proficiency in Microsoft Office Suite. Applications will be accepted until the position is filled. You can submit your resume, completed application, and 3 references to Deputy Clerk Search. Send it Attention City Clerk Candy Peters, P.O. Box 504, Broken Bow, Nebraska 68822. If you have more questions about the position, talk to Candy at 872-5831. You can also email your information to kpeters@cityofbrokenbow.org.
Thank you, Brent Apperson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that hoodie you have on looks great.
Well,
it's got the
thanks.
big N on it, but I think it would look a little bit better with your name on it, embroidered.
Oh, wow, okay.
Sports Director, Brent Apperson.
Ooh.
Mr. Stud, Brent Apperson, whatever you want to put on there. Speaking of studs.
Yes.
I saw Tim Ritchie driving a truck, the Ansley Lumberyard truck the other day.
Yeah?
That guy is something else. He needs a hoodie with "I'm a stud" on it.
Hey, there you go.
Where could he go to get one?
Yeah, maybe a picture of a 2x4 and then embroidered next to it, "I'm a stud."
And maybe have him standing by it.
Oh, yeah. See, ideas. It's been a while since we've gotten on the idea kick.
We've been a little blank.
Here we go.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we are. Now, what you do with that idea, it's up to you. But
Right.
Dave and I have thrown it out there because it all begins with what?
An idea.
An idea.
And then where to go to finish that idea, to complete that idea.
Right. And there's nobody better at helping you take an idea and then put it into something special. That's Velma at Circle V Stitch and Post. She's ready to get your creation started today with her quality custom embroidery service. As we head into the new year, bridal showers, wedding receptions, baby showers kicking off, Circle V can create a beautiful personalized gift for each occasion. And as we go through the winter time, keep warm with Creations by Velma. She can personalize things like knit gloves, scarves, and all kinds of stocking hats. All come in wonderful colors. Pick your team's colors and print your mascot on them, or pick your favorite color, have your name on them, or your business logo. A lot of different things that Velma can do with her quality custom embroidery service. So give her a call today at 872-6173. You'll find Circle V Stitch and Post just north of Broken Bow out on Paulson Road.
Thank you, Brent. A couple more jobs that are available out there that we've been advertising. These are good ones. These are at Mead Lumber.
Yes.
In Broken Bow. A
lot of studs there, too.
Oh, boy. There's some studs there. And they're also privileged to be employees of Mead Lumber and owners of the company, because if you're an employee of Mead Lumber, after a while you're invested in the company itself.
There you go. Here's what they're looking for. They've got an opening now for a sales associate. Would be responsible for various sales duties, including sales support functions, office coordination, and assist with some merchandise deliveries. Also at Mead Lumber, they're looking for a cabinet designer. You would be responsible for providing kitchen and bath cabinetry design services and sales consultation for contractors, remodelers, and homeowners. Looking for a motivated and enthusiastic candidate who will provide exceptional customer service. And to take a look at these job listings, check out the responsibilities and duties and qualifications and requirements of each, and also check out the great benefits package and everything that they offer. Just go to sandhillsexpress.com, click on the employment page, and you'll see the full job listing posted there for you. If you have any questions, just contact Mead Lumber.
Thank you, Brent. Appreciate it.
Oh, wow. Going to the phone.
Yeah, I don't dial real fast.
I was going to say.
Especially when I'm
Hope
looking
it
at
don't
it
hang
over.
up on you before you get done dialing.
I know. Time out on you.
Yeah.
Sentinel, this is Janet.
Oh, Janet, this is Brent and Dave Burney on The Breakfast Show. I should tell you, Janet, you're live on the radio, and I know you're going to love me for that. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing well, Dave. And no, I'm not loving this. What?
I'm sorry, Janet. Dave does this. He just I didn't know what he was doing. I think he should have called and visited with you first to see if you would be comfortable with this, but this is what Dave likes to do, and I apologize on his behalf.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Right.
What are you guys up to?
Well, first of all, I just want you to know you're the most beautiful woman in the world. I've told you that for years.
Well, thank you, Dave.
Yep. Also, you're one of the best writers in the world, and I just love it when we get the Arnold Sentinel because, talk about a small-town paper that has pertinent news in it every time, and that's not easy in a small town to have news going all the time, but you always come up with these wonderful stories, so we appreciate that.
Well, thank you. We really have to think hard. Yes, we do.
I know you do sometimes. One of the things we wanted to talk about today, if you got just a moment, is the front page story that you had in the January 6th edition about the rock group in Arnold, Nebraska, that in one form or another has been around for a while, but you did a great job of telling the story there. Was that fun?
Yes, that was one of the funnest stories I've done.
I could see why, because there's so much backstory to it. Arnold graduates playing together off and on. How did you track them all? Did you do a lot of phone interviews, or did you meet with them face-to-face?
No. What we did was we just did it online because they live so far away.
Yeah.
And Phil, I just emailed him the questions, and then he responded, and he's an excellent writer himself, so his responses made it very easy.
Oh, I see.
To write the story, and then I emailed Ty, and he responded, and that's how that story came together.
I don't know for sure. I guess I haven't checked. Is your paper online at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So can people go online and read this story and others? Is there a subscription fee? How does that work?
They would go to our arnoldsentinel.com.
Okay.
And then sign up for E-Type.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope some people will do that because this is a fun story about, I think, persistence, continuing to follow what they love to do and then coming out with this release in late December and early January and maybe even having a vinyl record, I think.
Yes, they said vinyl.
Yeah.
And the reason that it was fun for me was in the early 80s, Gary and I lived across from Purcell's.
Okay.
From Mike.
Yeah.
And he was forming a garage band with the Kobex brothers who were mentioned in that story.
Mm-hmm.
And so we used to listen to him. and it all came together that I really didn't realize that we were seeing a time period of these garage bands in Arnold.
Yeah. Which there was
in
quite
the
a few.
70s, there were none.
Yeah.
But it was the early 80s when all those kids were in the garages in the basement. So that made it really fun.
Well, it's a great story, Janet. We love it. We're going to see now if I can actually run the computer properly here. We're going to, at the end of the show, play one of the songs off their new album and give the folks a taste of some good hard rock, because this is not rock and roll. They're not messing around. They're going for it, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They are, and I'm so glad he contacted me.
Yeah.
I saw it on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and I planned to do a story, but then he contacted me directly.
Oh.
And they are very excited.
Well, they should be. Good job on the story. I know you're pulling for them. It's always nice to talk to you. How's everything going in Arnoldtown?
Well, it's going well. It's January, so it's a little slower, so we're thinking extra hard.
Yes.
To come up with some good front pages, and then things will pick up.
It'll pick up. You had any Brad Atkins sightings at all?
I had one just the other day, from a distance, luckily.
Janet, tell Gary hi for us, would you?
I will.
All right. Thanks for being, flexible and going with the flow this morning. I know you don't love this sort of thing, but I think the story's great. The newspaper's great. You do a great job.
Thank you, Dave.
Yep. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You too.
All right. Janet LaRue has been working at the paper a number of years, and not only were we friends over the years, we also were interviewed by Janet after each and every Blues Fest that we did, and she always did a great job of, kind of giving you an umbrella view of what took place that particular year. She's just a good writer, a good person, and she has some good people working with her there at the Arnold Sentinel. It's not every day you drive into town the size of Arnold and see a a newspaper, and of course the one in Callaway is going, and the Custer County Chief. You still need those local papers, so it's
Yep.
good to see it.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Then we're going to come back.
All right.
And I'm going to try to use the computer to pull up the song. Okay?
All right.
But to do that, I'm going to then close the Facebook feed because we can't play the music anyway. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
If they're
Yeah, that-
licensed, which I'm sure they are,
Yeah, that-
they'll shut us off.
Makes sense to me.
I'm glad it does. Because we're working together as bros, brothers, neighbors, friends.
You betcha. Yep.
I'm glad Shelly's happy with the neighborhood.
Yeah. It's a great neighborhood.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Happy New Year from The Secret Garden. To celebrate 2022, they have marked 22